Hi, welcome to SCW Steve Chats Wrestling right here on youtube.com. Thank you for choosing this channel and choosing this video. Remember, you can subscribe right now. Just hit the little subscribe button below. As well, you can like, share and comment on the videos as well. Giving you a little bit of a roundup of things that have been going on really in the last 24 hours. Quite a bit of breaking news going on. First off, TNA news. Maria Kanellis Bennett, she's got a hand injury, so her match with Gail Kim is actually off at Slammiversary. So a match that was advertised no longer happening. Apparently Maria's injured her hand, so that's going to keep her from competing on Slammiversary. So it's had some fairly good build-up, I suppose, that match. So it's a shame that it's not going to happen. But as for an in-ring competitive match, I'm not sure if it was going to be a 5-star classic. So I suppose maybe it's going to be redone at a later date, probably on a free Impact Wrestling, probably, because they didn't do a lot of their big matches on a weekly basis on their television show anyway. It's just you have these occasional special pay-per-views, which will be happening on Sunday. The main bulk of this video featuring Finn Balor, for me, perhaps the biggest news around is Triple H teasing. He did a tweet on Twitter, and it showed him saying there'll be no sleep till Brooklyn. And we saw in the ring Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, if that's teasing that as a potential match for Brooklyn, then I'm all in. That's certainly a match that I definitely would love to see, regardless of the fact that Finn Balor has also been rumoured for a call-up to the main roster. Now, is that going to happen at Money in the Bank as a surprise entrant for the Money in the Bank ladder match? There's still potential rumours that there could be a surprise entrant for this match, whether that be Finn or Bray Wyatt. There's been rumours potentially as well the night after Money in the Bank that could turn up on Raw. Now, the thing for me, if we're going to be brutally honest, if Finn's going to come up, I of course want to see him part of the club, which will be the Balor Club. But I don't know if it necessarily needs it right now. With the idea of him against Nakamura, I don't mind it being delayed just a little bit longer. Of course, WWE needs its big stars and could do with more stars all the time on its main show, but you don't want to see people like not use their potential or wasted. You see so many people lost in the shuffle. Now, I'm not saying Finn would be one of them. I'm sure they have clever plans of what they would do with him once putting him onto the main roster and making sure that he'll excel, because this guy, he screams main event talent, whether it's on NXT or when he eventually heads to WWE TV, or whether it be Raw or SmackDown, particularly when the brand split comes in place. My prediction would be SmackDown, along with AJ Styles in the club, because that's, I think, the rumoured destination for all those guys. But looking at it from a different direction, if there's the feud on NXT, does he really need to go on the main roster now? NXT is taped, so of course he's still free to kind of do both shows really. But I don't know. I am really intrigued with the Balor Nakamura feud. If that's going to happen, I think it'd be pretty exciting stuff. And obviously with NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2, they're going to want to make that as big as what Brooklyn 1 was, and I imagine they'll go with all stops. You know, they'll go for everything to make that an extremely great pay-per-view, particularly the night before SummerSlam as well, which will give the WWE roster something to really live up to. But of course, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, I'm really intrigued with Balor Nakamura. But I'd love to know your thoughts on that in the comment section, whether you're keen on that or not. But also, we'll move on then for another story. Luke Harper rumoured for when he returns that he will not be with the Wyatt family. For me, really, I think Luke Harper is a talented guy and probably could do well with, doesn't necessarily need the Wyatt family. But if Luke Harper's not going to be part of it, then personally for me, I think Bray Wyatt's the one that really needs to probably lose the family more than anybody. I think Harper would be quite good as like a leader for the other two, for Rowan and for Strowman. But personally for me, I think Bray Wyatt's the main guy that needs to be escaping from the Wyatt family. I think he would be better just with his sister Abigail character would be the best way forward in my eyes, and then Bray generally being a creditable character, because if he has Abigail by his side, maybe he doesn't necessarily need the followers anymore. Maybe could be a route to go down, I'm not sure. But yeah, just an idea thrown out there for you. But I'm sure Luke Harper, when he comes back, whatever role he's given, maybe he's going to be thrown on a different show to Raw or SmackDown. Maybe that's where this split is probably going to be seen, so they could just make it go its separate ways maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But that's a lot of the latest breaking sort of news for you of any relevance that I've seen perhaps over the last 24 hours. If there's anything that comes up, then I'm sure to bring it to you over the weekend on this channel. Also, my podcast, SCW, the Wrestling Podcast, episode 22 is available now. It's on SoundCloud. If you go to SoundCloud and type in SCW, the Wrestling Podcast, you find the page there. It's the same logo as what's on here on YouTube, and you can follow that channel right now, and basically you can keep up to date with all the podcasts as and when they're posted. Of course, you get a lot of the WWE news and rumours. Of course, there's reviews from NXT Takeover, the end on this particular episode, the Raw review, and talking about as well my guest James. We were talking about basically what our ideal wrestling shows would be and what they feature. So it's a pretty interesting podcast. It's more in depth. It's more more time really to talk about the stuff that perhaps don't always get time to do on these videos. I mean, a lot of the news comes out and breaks, but you give your view on it. But to have like just an open view on wrestling, sometimes it's hard to fit in on some of these videos because you know, a lot of people are more keen to see really what the news is going on rather than just you know, whether you want 4 or 6 sides of a ring or whatever. You know, it's more news related on this. But the podcast, if you're more interested on what we think in depth wrestling wise and get those, you know, feelings of what I've seen over the last 25 years and how I think it can be improved, well, that's probably the place to go and do it, is check out those podcasts right now. And episode 22 is a fine example of it as well. But enough of me talking, I'm rambling on now, so I shall leave you to basically do what you want now. Subscribe to the channel, please, and yeah, I'll bring you more videos as and when they are available for you. So thank you for watching. This has been SCW right here on youtube.com. Take care.